We up in this, and we're season two. Sideline Whispers. We got a whole bunch of stuff to go through today here.
Hmm.
We got all sorts of free agents that were signed, lots of trades, got some season predictions, division winners, and a week one rundown, and all sorts of stuff. Where do you want to start, Matt? Where should we start
Hmm.
off today?
Let's, you know what? Let's talk about the hot news right now.
Hot
The hot
news.
news. Micah Parsons, come on down. How
Micah
excited are
Parsons
you?
over to Green Bay. It's a great day. It is just there could not be a better situation that developed in the football world for me at this point in the season to get possibly a defensive player of the year candidate. He's always up there. He's a great player and they got a pretty team friendly deal. I don't know if you saw the details of that yet, Matt, but the first 3 years are pretty team
Yeah.
friendly and after that there's going to be some decisions to be made. But we got this is our window is the next 3 years. That's what this contract has established pretty
Okay.
much because we got a good offense. Micah Parsons comes in. I mean, they got Xavier McKinney still. They still got all sorts of players. It's kind of stinks we
I was
lost
gonna
Kenny
say,
Clark, but
I'm happy that you guys lost. Kenny
yeah,
Clark would just live in our nightmares as
yeah,
Vikings, but I mean Micah's gonna be there too, so that's kind of not ideal.
he's yeah. So he can play all over the front line too. It's the best part. They can throw. Jeff Hadley's gonna be so happy. He can do anything he could want on that defense. Now, there was two main things that run or ran his defense at Boston College where he came
Hmm.
from. One was a safety over the top, which we got last year, and the other one was just that rover defender that can come at you from any position. That was two of his staples in the defense, and he only had one of them last
Yeah,
year, really. Rashawn Gary's good, but
he's not
not
Micah.
Micah Parsons good.
Yeah, he's not Micah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to he's a problem. And he's a very, very good pass rusher. I'll be interested. Do you guys think you'll use him exclusively as a pass rusher? Or do you think he'll because I always thought because he wasn't doesn't he was an actual like every down linebacker, not just pass rushing in
Yep.
college, but then he was used exclusively, I think, because he was just so good at it. But I also think he could have if he wants the defensive coordinator wants to get like I mean, because I guess do you want your best pass rusher to be rush the passer? Probably yeah. So, but like you can also throw in some like cool wrinkles where he's in coverage or he's playing more of a linebacker role too every once in a while. Also, just to throw the scent off and just make him that much better of a pass rusher. It's a fine line, obviously, but I think
Hmm.
he's just such a great athlete. He's just so powerful too. And I just it's sad that the Packers take advantage of old dementia
So,
people
had it been
and
the
Jerry
Vikings that
Jones.
took advantage of that, would you be saying the same thing?
No, probably not. I would, yeah, it would be a great deal if the Vikings did it. Come on, no, yeah, like there was like it was like or briefly talked about, and I was like, obviously it would be great or it'd be cool if the Vikings got him, but like we have like a plethora of obviously he'd be our best pass rusher, but we have a plethora of good pass rushers. That's like one of our deepest positions. So like as a Vikings like fan, I would rather either we trade for someone else or keep our draft picks. But as like adding to that Packers defense, that's like that's creating such a good or it's adding such a huge amount of value to a position where you guys were okay at, but it was nothing to
Mhm.
take home about. So I think adding Micah to that is just makes that defense that much better of a defense. And I think before then, like you guys didn't really do like it looked like everyone in our division got better, and it was like the Packers got the least amount better. But now, like I mean, you got Micah
Mhm.
now, so like everything was worth it. So,
It's
yeah,
different. Yeah.
staying not being as aggressive, but then you got aggressive for once, which is crazy because you guys never do anything really like this on that
No,
level of a
this is
player.
like they got Charles Woodson back in like 2008, 7, 8, something like that. But he was a free
I was gonna
agent
say
too.
it wasn't to this
It's not like
extent.
they didn't trade for
I mean,
anybody. That
I was
never
trying to think when it
happened.
was like I guess the Vikings did it for basically actually I'm pretty sure similar draft capital too is when they traded for Jared Allen. It was
Yeah.
I think it was two firsts. Don't quote me on that though. It was at least the first and the third. I think there was I'm pretty sure it was two firsts. And I mean, obviously we didn't win the Super Bowl, so that sucks. But he obviously immediately added a tremendous amount of value.
Correct.
Yeah, so like it's Packers defense might be a problem now. Might be a problem.
It's
How's your corners though? Isn't
so at the end of last season, I'd say the weakest position was wide
hmm,
receiver and outside
okay.
linebacker,
Yeah,
and they
got their guys.
addressed both of those.
That's all you
Yes.
can ask for. That's the same thing with the Vikings. Vikings, it was O line and D line, and we went out and got it. So it's
Yep.
good. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got hopefully a good rookie. How's he looked in? Or we'll get to that how he looks in camp. But then how? Yeah, getting. Oh, our pass rush sucks. Oh, well, let's go get the best, or a top three pass rusher. What the heck?
Yeah. It's I just can't wait to see him knock somebody over. It's gonna be great come week 4 when the Packers play the
Oh, it'll be
Cowboys
beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful.
and
It's
Micah
gonna go
Parsons
wild.
lines up and oh, it's gonna be like that Steve Smith game versus Carolina when he was on
Hmm.
Baltimore. He just goes crazy.
I
Yeah.
think I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about, and this makes total sense if you actually think about it. So Jerry Jones is a GM, but he's also an owner. And
Yep.
I they were talking about how, because they were talking about the valuations of NFL franchises right now, and I think the Cowboys are like they're like 12 or 13 billion dollars how much that franchise is worth. And they were talking about how Jerry Jones is not a good GM, but the reason why, because he's an owner and he realizes that if yeah, you're talked about. So like if your team's not that good and you do crazy things, you're talked about in the media and that makes you money. And I think the problem with him being GM is he is an owner who has the idea that as long as they're talking about us, I'm making a lot of money. So I think he does things like this to keep the Cowboys in the news. They haven't been talking about us in a while, so
Hmm.
let's make some news. And I mean, look at the Cowboys haven't been good in a while. They haven't been to like an NFC Championship game in like 30 years, but they're still the most valuable franchise, and it's because they do things like this. And it's
Yeah.
smart, and obviously they're in a big market, so that helps. And they're a storied
In
franchise,
Texas. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just
So I was thinking about it too. I saw some things. Actually, it was Des Bryant. I think he was talking about when he was
mm,
trying to get a contract with the Cowboys and how Jerry called him up to his office. It was kind of like trying to swindle him into taking a deal without his
yeah,
agent there. Apparently, he tried to do the same exact thing with Micah Parsons too, because he's like kind of the owner and he's a businessman at
hmm,
heart. That's what he does. So he's gonna try to make the deal. I remember Des said it kind of best this way. He asked Jerry Jones, "I don't. Do you think you could go out there and line up against me again on the field and everything?" And Jerry looked at him. He goes, "No, obviously I can't. I'm like 80 years old. What the hell do you expect?" He goes, "Do you expect me to negotiate my contract then when my agent can
hmm,
do it?" And yeah, he wants to get these players into an environment where they can't really thrive and negotiate at the negotiation table and then try to be like, oh, take a team friendly deal. You know you want to.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
did you,
I think the problem with that too is, well, one, that's just like not how you should do business, but also I think,
it probably worked in the 90s though.
yeah,
It probably worked in the 80s and 90s when he was around and in his heyday. Nowadays, not going to work like that, but that's probably what he wants to happen.
yeah, for sure. And I think I don't know. I just it's you got to also. I think they haven't built a good culture. Most of it being Jerry's fault. And when you don't have a good culture, players ain't gonna take or give you home discounts. So
Yeah.
and especially when you start doing shady things like that, they're not gonna give you the home discount. And it's just it stinks to be a Cowboys fan. I think for a while, just because in the similar vein as I'm gonna forget his name for the Commanders, Snyder. Like it's just
Oh, Dan Snyder.
a bad owner. When you got a bad owner,
Hmm.
it's just it ruins the team. It just makes it so hard to be good. and also just to feel like optimistic, because I mean, like the Cowboys have been nothing to write home around for ever, our life basically.
Yeah, since the early
Yep.
90s, and we were born in 91, so
Yeah.
not to age us or anything.
We're getting old.
Yep.
No, so it's good.
But yeah, it'll be good though. I can't wait to see Micah Parsons line up. He's wearing number 1, which that's going to be an interesting
Yeah.
choice. Yep. He switched to number 1, and then Matthew Golden switched to number
Oh,
0.
really?
So,
That's sick. That would
yep. He
suck
was
if you bought a jersey though.
I was that close to
Oh
buying
my
it, like
god.
that close, because he got number 22 as well, which is my number.
Oh my gosh, that would suck if you bought a jersey and then
I was very close.
oh, he hasn't even played it down yet.
Thankfully, I waited.
How's Golden look?
Golden, he's the only one in training camp that has not dropped a
Oh, that's
pass.
what's up.
Yes, he is looking like every player they thought he was, and he's lighting it up in pretty much every facet. I don't know if you watch any of the preseason, but there was one where he probably shouldn't have caught it. It was kind of an FU pass. He took it right over the middle and just took a hit, but came down with the ball.
That's what's up.
And then they took him out because he's like, all right, can't get this guy. We're done with that.
That's funny.
Matt LaFleur's over the side, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Nah, he'll be good. All
I'm real
signs
excited.
point to he'll be good. He's what was his 40? Wasn't it super fast?
We're 2'9".
Jeez Louise. How tall is he?
He's
He's not
fast as
tall though,
fuck.
right? He's not tall though, right?
He's 5'11", I think.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
okay.
not very tall.
Yeah, but that's fast as hell. That's fast. Let's take
He's
off the
fast
top
as hell,
fast.
and he has hands, yeah, which is the best thing. He's like the best person we have at contested catches, which is kind of what we
Yeah.
need. Last season, the Packers led the league in drops,
I
so
remember watching it was like the first Vikings game when it was in Lambeau,
mhm,
and it was just like you guys drop too many. You drop too many passes to like you can be a really good team, but
win
you
the
can't be a
game.
great team when with the amount of passes you dropped. It's just too key of passes dropped. Like on a remember it was like on a third down, easy slant, and I forgot what his name is.
Mhm.
His number.
Octavian Brooks
Yes,
Alley.
it was like he wide open, get the first down, and he dropped it.
Mhm.
I'm like, yay! But I was like, man, you cannot drop that. You can't do that.
So he is so good at his release. He has like a Devontae Adams
Hmm.
release, but he cannot catch the
Just
ball.
bricks.
He gets open, he's wide open, just waiting for the ball, but hits his hands, and it's just, come on, man.
Have you ever seen
Um,
the video of was it Kadarius Tony? There's a video and it's like this is I just saw it, but it's like I think it's from maybe the Senior Bowl. I think it was in college, and it was like this is Kadarius Tony's NFL career in a nutshell, and it's him versus a DB in a one-on-one in like a camp drill or whatever, and he runs
yeah,
the most beautiful route, and then breaks
uh-huh.
it off, and then does it like it's the route's not done, and it's even more beautiful. The DB's not even close, and then wide open, and he boom, 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 and he drops it, and it's like that's his
Yeah,
career in a
that's
nutshell.
Octavian.
He's fast. He can route you up, but he will drop the ball.
Yep. So I think he's gonna have a reduced role this year. I think I don't see him doing much, but
Who, Tony?
who knows? That receiver
Oh,
room,
Wicks,
no,
Wicks. I was gonna say
Octavian
you guys
Wicks.
don't got
Sorry,
Tony, right? I don't even know if he's on that
no,
team.
I don't think he is. No, but he's gonna have a reduced
Wicks is
role
good on special
probably
teams,
because
isn't he?
Christian Watson,
No.
he doesn't even play
Oh,
special teams. I don't
I
think.
cut him
No,
then.
they have. Yeah, I mean he was a starter last year. Him, Dobbs, and Reed pretty much, and Christian Watson whenever he's healthy.
Yeah,
But that's
he's
once in a blue
probably
moon.
this will probably be the last year, right? Is this the last year's contract? They'll
Yeah,
probably just
I
play it
think this
out
is
and
it.
let him start somewhere new. Maybe you can stay
Yeah,
healthy.
man, if he can stay
He's a
healthy, he's
he's really really
dangerous.
good. It's just dude can't stay healthy at all.
Or catch the ball too.
Yeah.
You remember Aaron Rodgers' first ever throw
Oh my
to him?
gosh, that was
It
wild.
was a deep first
And he
play of the
dropped it.
game. He was wide open. He just
That
dropped
was
it.
crazy. That was crazy. I remember that.
Yep. I was like, no, not this. No.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams started that way too, though.
Yeah.
So he didn't do much his first year, and he had the case of the dropsies, and look how he turned
Hmm.
out. So you never know. They can turn it around, but I don't know. I'm just so happy Matthew Golden's a Packer. It's a good day. And they got Savion Williams too in the third, who's also just the same thing, pretty much a great contested
Oh yeah.
catcher. But he actually played quarterback and running back too in college at TCU. So
Okay.
he kind of can do
Yeah.
everything. It's he's an interesting player. He's like a Debo Samuel or kind of.
No, that's good. Or that's not good.
That is good.
Terrible news.
It's good to me. Not
Yeah,
good for
terrible
you.
news.
Yeah. And then they signed they had a guard in the second round, I think, this
Hmm.
year. So we'll see. We got all sorts of good things going on in the frozen tundra.
That's good. That's good.
What about Adam Thielen
He's
going
coming
back
home,
to
baby. I
showdown?
was
Yep. He's going
I
home.
was super all right, so I like really wanted it to happen, especially when there's like rumblings of rumors. And for a couple reasons. And then when it was like when the rumors started like or there was a rumor that like it won't happen now, the Panthers maybe are asking too much, I was like kind of bummed. But then it happened, so I was like ecstatic. Now the reason why one, obviously he knows the offense because he was here when Kevin's first year he was here. And then as well as the last year and then this year, he actually worked out with JJ McCarthy in the offseason. So like they have a little bit of a
Okay.
rapport, which is great. And just right now, Addison with the suspension because he's an idiot, so he's out for 3 games. And then, but then Jalen Naylor, who has problem with drops as well, but he also had, I'm pretty sure, like surgery on his wrist or hand. I think it was his hand. But so he actually might be out. So we would be putting out like with Justin, and then Justin had a hamstring injury through that he's supposedly 100% back from. But that's you got Justin Jefferson, and then you would have literally like our fourth string wide receiver, who it would be like Lucky Jackson, who was funny. It was his to take, especially when Naylor got hurt, and we knew just recently that Addison was going to be gone for the first 3 games, and then it was like literally the next practice, like Lucky Jackson was dropping everything, and that was like the kind of
Jeez.
signal, like okay, we got to find somebody who can at least hold us for the while Naylor gets back healthy, who could be a number 2 or number 3, and then so I think Thielen, he'll be able to come back as long as he stays healthy. He'll be a low end 2 or like a 3 playing a 2 or a 3-4 playing the 2, but at least I'm more confident in him. He'll have one-on-ones because Jefferson's gonna take the coverage, and he just knows the offense. So there's not, literally anyone else we were gonna get via trade or anything. They would have had to have come from either the McVay or Shanahan tree to have an inkling of the offense. You still got to learn all the lingo, and it's a double bonus him having the rapport built with off seasons with JJ McCarthy. So it's good for the team as well as good for JJ. I think just being able to have him, and it's just I could rethrow the jersey back on. It's good. It's good nostalgia. It sells tickets, so it'll be exciting. Yeah, I'm actually tempted to toss him in week 1 in my fantasy lineup, even though he has no business being in my fantasy lineup, but just to do it. Especially it's Monday night. I like having Monday night players just so I can like be way down and then creep back and come get you at the end.
I think I'm gonna start him. So
Yeah, and like I
it's
got him,
him
I got him, and it's like
or
yeah, but it's like if you don't play him now, you're not gonna really play him. So it's like, do I want to just get it in, get it out? And he could sneak it. He's still good in the red zone. He could sneak a touchdown. He could sneak a couple passes.
so here's I need some sit start advice for my fantasy. I have Adam Thielen and I have Jaden Reed. I'm not sure which one to play.
Jaden Reed. You guys playing Detroit?
Mm.
I would honestly, I would actually probably, I would play Thielen, and obviously that's a little bit of homerism, but also like he is going to be the number 2 wide receiver. We might not throw as much in the past, but I think we're still going to throw the ball this year.
Were you playing?
The Bears, they do. So the Bears
Oh,
they do have a decent pass defense, so that's something to be a little worried about. The only thing with like, so Jaden Reed is going to be, I think Thielen's going to catch. He's going to get you. He might get you like 4 Like if I had to lowball it, like 4 for 40, and then he might get a touchdown. Whereas Jaden Reed, he could
He could
eat, but also
he could he could also
yeah,
get
that wide
0.
receiver room's got a lot of people in it right now that you don't know
Yep.
yet how it's going to shake up and shake out, like in the order of who's going to do what. So that could be, oh, that's a hard
I
thing.
think I think Reed will primarily play in the slot. He played outside a lot last year, um, but I think Matthew Golden's going to play outside, and he's going to play in the slot, and then probably Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian
Hmm.
Wicks, or yeah, one of the other ones will play on the outside on the other side there. But I think I'm going to start Thielen. That's the way I'm leaning right now because the Vikings don't have much other
Yeah.
weapons. It's more that's the case than
See, my
anything.
my problem too is like I want to start him, but I don't think I can because I got Tatar. I don't even know how to say his name. His first name. I got McMillan.
McMillan.
Yeah, I got McMillan. But then I have Devontae Smith.
Replace it. Ooh,
But basically, it's those two or Thielen, which is like, how can I actually play Thielen? Because then my other wide receivers are Drake London.
playing him,
Oh my gosh, the Texans wide receiver Nico Collins,
Nico.
and then I have another one. Are you kidding me? I've just drafted this team, so just but I went wide receiver heavy, and we're in a wide receiver league or a three wide receiver league with a flex. But I got
Mhm.
I got Nico Collins, Drake London, T Higgins are my starting three, and then in the flex right now I got McMillan, but then I also have Devontae Smith on my bench right now. I got way too many wide receivers. What was I doing?
That is a lot
Because
of
then I
wide
also have
receivers.
Jordan
Yeah.
Addison,
Jeez.
who after the suspension, and then I got Adam Thielen. What was I doing? What was I doing?
Who's your running backs? Do you have running
Not
backs?
really.
You're just playing wide
I got
receivers?
I got Amari Hampton, which I think he might start off a
Okay.
little slow. He'll pick up. Then I got Jordan Mason, Tracy Jr. from the New York Giants, who is either going to pan out or it's going to backfire badly. And I guess the same with Jordan Mason. I
Mhm.
actually have like backup running backs. This is stupid. Then I got Caleb Johnson, which I think by the midpoint of the year he'll be the starting full fledged starting running back, and or at least the bell cow in Pittsburgh. And then I do have,
Yeah.
if I want to play him early because Joe Mixon's out for the first month, but I
Chuck.
got Chubb that I'm still questioning who I'm going to put in at running back this week for my number 2 running back. I do have a hot take that we'll get to for fantasy. But yeah, I think it should be interesting. I think that game should be a good game. It's in Soldier Field. It's obviously really far out. Okay, never mind. They took it off. Originally, it was supposedly supposed to rain too, which would make it an interesting. It's all rain always makes it interesting, or could.
Yeah.
Um,
That's always
but
a factor.
primetime game, and it's Monday night should be good.
Yeah, I think McMillan will be good this season though. He's one of the rookies I'm excited to see play, especially since there's not much else in Carolina there.
Yeah, they
So
got rid
it's
of
like you
Thielen,
throw to him or
and
yeah, as we just mentioned,
yeah,
Thielen's
and I
gone.
think he's a good wide receiver. I mean, you
Yeah,
studied wide receivers a little bit more, but he seems like a
he's the most
yeah, he
complete.
seems like a good wide
Yes.
receiver. Like he could be pretty darn good,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to be the lion's share of the catches. I love like for fantasy. I really love trying to get a couple rookie wide receivers that you can draft late that could do good. Like I should have gotten Golden. I just have like a thing against. I can get see I can get Bear or no, I didn't even get any Bears. I have I just it's really hard for me to have unless it's like a Devonte Adams level or like a Gibbs level player. But it's hard for me to get like any of those three teams as players because then I have to play them twice in
Yeah.
fantasy and also
That's
in
not fun.
or I gotta play him.
You
I gotta root
can't
for
be
him.
rooting.
Yeah.
You can't be rooting for the other team now. So McMillan, he plays a lot like George Pickens
Okay.
actually. So he's a fast receiver. He's kind of a little bit good at everything. He's not like polished completely,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, like a CD Lamb or something like that. But he's still pretty fucking good. So
That's good. Yeah, I think he'll do good with Bryce.
That's kind of what I expect. I think he'll do very well with Bryce. I'm really high on Bryce Young still.
Same here,
I
baby.
really think he's going to be one of the breakout candidates this year.
I think they're going to. I think the Bucks are still going to be a hard team to dethrone in that division, but I think the Panthers are going to be, like I said earlier, hammer the over. I think they're gonna. They don't have the easiest of schedules though when we looked at it, but I do think the Panthers will make clear strides to okay, because they still don't have a great roster, but I do think you're gonna see them start pushing, be like, okay, they're on the right path. And they're going to be just like
Yes.
in the second half of last year when they were in games. They were in the game with the Eagles. They were in the game with KC. They had a chance. They probably should have won. But I think there's going to be more of that this year. They're going to be a very competitive team. And I think they could be a dark horse for the wild card. I think the NFC is going to be,
I think their defense
yeah,
is going to let them
they
down.
just got too many holes. But I can't wait to see what strides Bryce makes this year, and it'll be fun because I'll get to stay on top of it because I got McMillan.
Yeah, oh, that's true. You can watch it firsthand, so you'll be watching the games, and then next thing you know, yeah, you root for
Go
'em.
McMillan.
Yep. I think if they do, their defense is going to make big improvements if they do well, because their offense, it's not going to be great, but I think it's like, what's a good comparison in the NFL this year? It could be like up and coming, kind of like Washington or something like
Hmm.
that. I think that's a good comparison. Maybe they don't have as many weapons as Washington, especially since they got Debo
Hmm.
Samuel now, and they don't have that kind of polished receiver like Terry McLaurin or something like that. But they're on the way up. It could turn into that one day if they get a couple more draft picks or trade for somebody good, a good number two receiver behind McMillan
Hmm.
there. I think Chuba Hubbard's a steal. He's going real late in drafts, but I think he could be good still. There's a few games where he just took
Yeah.
over last year. And then still got legit or Leggett, however
Yeah.
you
No.
pronounce
Yeah.
his
He's good.
name. He's unpolished still, but he's still got the potential. And then they got Crocker too. I forget. I don't know much about him, but I know he's a younger receiver. So they got a pretty young team. We're just waiting for him to start shining, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I agree. I think I do agree with what you say though. I think that defense is still probably going to let them down a little this year in
Hmm.
too many games probably. But I think they're going to keep building that momentum of like, okay, this is a young team with a young core, and I think they're still recovering from the trade up to get Bryce Young, which that always, it puts a dent in it and in you. Like, even you can see it with, or you'll see it with the Packers. Like, you got Micah, but
Two piece, yeah.
you're gonna, it could be like 5 years from now, but you're gonna feel like, oh, we didn't have these first round picks, and you're gonna start feeling a little bit in the your roster, and then it's just all about was it worth it? Because now it's basically the Panthers they gotta still recoup. They've that defense. They just need some good young people, and they gotta hit on their draft picks, and they gotta hit on free agency, hit on their undrafted, and I think that it'll take a little bit of time, but I think they're making strides.
So how about a more it's a not a recent free agent pickup, but definitely a notable one in the media world, Aaron Rodgers to
Aaron
Pittsburgh.
Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
How do you think he'll do this season?
I It'll be interesting to see how he. I feel like Pittsburgh's a different kind of team than he's. Is a different kind of team than he's played for, and it's definitely going to be a different kind of head coach that he's ever played for in Mike Tomlin. And I actually wouldn't be surprised, and it'd be kind of funny, but I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers, because supposedly, which it doesn't make sense to me, but supposedly the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, a lot of them have been calling for Mike Tomlin to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers gets Mike Tomlin fired.
That's what my
Oh,
that's what I was
sorry.
going to say.
And it'll be
You
hilarious.
read my
Yeah, it'll
mind.
be hilarious because I think Mike Tomlin will literally get buku bucks thrown at him for to be a head coach anywhere else he wants.
Mhm.
There'll be teams probably that'll call him up and be like, "We have a head coach. We're not going to fire him, but if you want to come work here, we will fire him." Because I think Mike Tomlin, yeah, they haven't been. Maybe if he has had a say in the roster, partially his fault. Because I do think they have some weird things where like, why are you putting this some of these like why aren't you like getting doing some different moves? But he is. I mean, they're gonna have a winning record. You know, if you need to change your franchise to a winning franchise, and you need to have create a winning mentality, and your team like the Browns, you
Yeah.
need to win. You just get Mike Tomlin. He might not win it all for you, but he has won it all. But he's gonna instill a winning atmosphere, and he's gonna change your team to like actually be like, okay, we expect to win. And a franchise that isn't used to that, it's a different kind of idea and a different kind of feeling that you can finally get excited like, hey, we're actually going to be good. Sorry for taking your idea though.
I'm glad I'm on the same page as you. So I have one thing to add to it. So Mike Tomlin, he's been with Pittsburgh so long. Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a down season. I think DK Metcalf's gonna have a great
Oh yeah, I
season,
forgot he's
to
there.
be
Oh
honest.
yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, it's the first time Aaron Rodgers has had, well, not the first time in a long time. He's had like a bona fide number one
Hmm.
receiver since Devontae left. Garrett Wilson was good, but I think there was some other problems in that offense
Yeah.
too. But I think DK Metcalf will have a good season just because Aaron Rodgers, I think he still has the arm
Hmm.
talent, but you need to have legs in today's
Yeah,
NFL.
he looks old in the legs.
He, yeah, and tearing your
Mm.
Achilles, it definitely didn't
It
help.
saps
Um,
everything out of you.
yep. So he's looking real slow, and I think he's just not going to be able to move in the pocket at all.
Hmm.
They got to develop some sort of strategy for him not to move or have great pass protection.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that offense isn't going somewhere. It's going to be like Peyton Manning this last year on the Broncos there, where he's just a statue and he had a noodle arm.
Yeah.
I still think Aaron Rodgers has his
They
arm
won a Super
talent.
Bowl with that
I
noodle
don't
arm
think
though.
that's they did the year before or the year
That year.
like right before. No, it was the year before, I think,
No,
right?
He won and retired.
Last. Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
He
Okay.
won when
They did win
yeah,
this. Well,
when they
then
were
I
like
was wrong.
amazing and he still had a decent arm. That's when they got blown out by Seattle. And then when he had no business
Yes.
being an NFL quarterback anymore with his arm, but it was all up here, which is why it worked. And they had like the
Yeah.
historic level defense that year.
Von Miller was on one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when Von Miller was literally probably the best player in the NFL for that year.
Yeah. Well, that's
You know, he
the
won MVP.
yeah, because he sacked Cam Newton in that Super Bowl for a safety, and then he had a forced fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his year. But anyways, back to Aaron Rodgers and what he's gonna do. He does have some weapons in Pittsburgh. We'll see how he does. I think he's gonna kind of have a shit year though, and get Mike Tomlin fired, and then he's going to New Orleans. I think Mike Tomlin is headed down south to try to turn that franchise around.
Okay. Okay. That'll be interesting.
'Cause I don't think they're doing good this season either.
Were the Saints or the Steelers? Yeah, the
Yeah,
Saints are gonna be horrible. They're gonna be the worst team in the NFL,
same.
and I think they
They
like
don't have
expect
much
it
going on for them.
because they didn't do it. I mean, who's their quarterback?
Yeah, Rattler,
Yeah, they're
Spencer
going with
Rattler,
him because they're just reaping what they sowed from kicking the can.
all the years of pushing
Yeah,
the cap.
because
Yep.
you can do all these cap manipulations, dead money, all this stuff. The cap keeps going up, and like that's all fine and dandy. A lot of teams are doing it now, including the Vikings, and kind of with what you said with Micah, when
Hmm.
it's a team friendly deal and you a lot, but then it gets dicey. That's what happens. You keep making it dicey and keep going, but eventually you got like the Saints. Eventually, every team you gotta. This is the year we're paying the bills, and then it might be multiple years, but it's we made our run, we tried, and it's gotta be worth it. Kind of like what the Eagles did with Jalen. I mean, they're pushing a whole bunch of money into the future, and that's fine. Cap keeps going up, but also I mean, do what the Saints. That's basically doing what the Saints did. Is they just with for Drew Brees' career, we're gonna kick the can all the way down the field until he retires. So just if keep doing it, and if you win a
That's
couple Super Bowls, it was for sure worth it. Why not?
yeah. I mean, let me say this: Micah Parsons' deal first. He is the highest non-paid quarterback in the league, so it's still a
Yeah,
lot of
it's a lot of
fucking
money.
money. I mean, but for what it is, it's team friendly. It's still the most somebody's ever paid a non-quarterback.
It's a lot of
So
money.
let me make sure that's it's still he's got like a $44 million signing bonus or something
That's
ridiculous
wild.
just for signing. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's still a massive contract, but it could have been a lot worse had it all been like front loaded or something. It's kind of more so what I was saying. But we'll see. It's kind of established so they have a window until 2028 pretty much. They have a
Hmm.
very good window. It leaves some room for some maneuverability, but we're definitely going to have to make some cuts somewhere, whether it be Elton Jenkins next year or uh, I think
You guys would call.
Romeo
You guys would
Dobbs.
cut Elton Jenkins, or
He's
just
making a
he
lot of
is.
money.
He's the one that has
Yep.
moved all over the line, right?
Yep, he's the center this
He's the
year. Yep.
center this year. Wow, that is wild. How good would he be if you guys just kept him in the? He's played every single position on the whole line. How good would he have?
He has played every
Which
single
is awesome, but
position.
also like how much better could he be if he just stayed in one position?
Yeah. I wish he's gonna have to take a pay cut or something, or we're gonna have to like get rid of Aaron Banks, who we just signed this
Oh yeah, you
year.
guys ain't getting rid of him.
He hasn't even
Yeah,
played a
you guys ain't
snap.
getting rid of him.
Yeah. So something's gotta happen. There's gonna be some sort of
Hmm.
move next year. Somebody's gonna get some sort of pay cut. Unless man, you know what? I wish Jordan Love would take a pay cut like Tom Brady did.
I
I'm
know.
still on the
It's a lot of
mindset
money.
that Tom Brady is the reason the New England Patriots were so good because he took so many pay cuts and made it just so much easier to go to New England in his time there and to establish kind of a good defense, a good wide receiver, and a good supporting cast around him without eating up all of the cap, which every quarterback does
Yeah.
nowadays.
No, I agree. I do think so. I could see it also from this point of view in that he got very lucky in the beginning of his career. He was good. He was young and good, but he wasn't like he wasn't like the real Tom Brady yet. But also having such a good team in defense, especially in those at least the first two Super Bowls and the third because it was 3 and 4 years. Getting those three Super Bowls really early, which we could possibly, which would stink, but we could see it with Patrick Mahomes. Getting those three Super Bowls really early, and he kind of was like, I want more, and also realizing that because he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so many of them, that like you're gonna get so much money other places besides your contract, and then as well
Mhm.
as if you make sure you're not eating up all of the salary and you're getting it so that you can create a good team around you, you can therefore get more money off the field because you're having a better team and you're getting more accolades and you're getting more Super Bowls and you're getting more wins. But I do think he might have benefited from getting three in like his first 5 or 6 years. And that
Yeah,
kind of just made it so like, because like once you have three, I'll take a pay cut.
you're
I'll
chasing
take a pay
greatness.
cut to get four and
Yeah.
be with Joe and Terry. Or and then once you get
Yep.
four, it'd be like, why do I need more? I'm set. I've won four.
I'm set. Yeah.
I can make as much money as I want for the rest of my life. Let's go for five. Then let's go for six. Let's go for seven. It's crazy,
Yep.
crazy. I don't think we'll never see a career at least like that. I mean, I guess
No,
Patrick Mahomes
he's one of one.
has a chance to, but even him, like he's the only one right now because it's just he's so young and he's had so many. Because does Patrick Mahomes won three, right?
I think he's got three. Yeah.
And I guess like the Eagles got a good enough team where they could make some noise, but
The Eagles are pretty
yeah,
damn good. I'm kind of
they got a
scared of them.
mean
They're
roster.
still cream of the crop in the NFC over here.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely got three. But yeah, Mahomes is he's that man. See, he signed a cool deal too, because he signed it for like 10
Yeah,
years
he
for
made it
like
so they could push money around and
some
move it,
that's
which is
amount.
smart.
Yeah. He just I want to be a chief for life, do whatever you need to. Give me this amount of money for the rest of my life and I'll be
Yeah.
happy. And yeah, that's pretty much all they wrote at that point. I mean, what else do you need to do? Never have to worry about a contract again. He got it done and
Hmm.
over with in the beginning of his career. That's got to be nice instead of renegotiating like every few years. And because that's what most people do nowadays. They're always worried about the following year. If I'm going to be on this team or where I'm going. And you don't see 10-year deals like ever anymore. I think he's the only one in recent
Yeah,
memory.
yeah. And I think a lot of players too is if you sign a shorter deal, yeah, you're betting on yourself for health, but you're also the reason why you would want to do it is because then you can re-up on the market
Mhm.
inflation and the market going up. I mean, yeah, Micah, he signed it so late, he's probably for the rest of the year he's going to be the highest paid nine. But if he signed it earlier in the year, someone would have beat him, and it's just
Well, he reset the market for Aiden Hutchinson
yeah,
come
he's not
next
going to
year.
get paid as long as he's okay.
Aiden Hutchinson, yeah, is about to get fucking paid. And then I think that's partially why the Packers did it too. They had that in mind because he's going to cost that entire team. There's going to be a lot of cuts that need to be made on that Lions team if they want to keep Aiden Hutchinson. And he's a great player too. I'm kind of scared to see him on the
Yeah,
field this coming Sunday.
is he back? Fully back?
I think he's fully back. Yeah, I mean it's been forever. I
Yeah,
feel like
since he broke it.
he's got to be back by now. Let me look it
It
up.
was a big time injury though too. I mean, I have no clue. I haven't
That's
really
true.
been staying too close on top of it because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we don't play the Lions till our first game's in November, so we're not going to get any of the benefit. Like he should be back by then.
Yeah, he is fully recovered from his leg injury.
Yeah, that's scary.
So we got that. So who else do you think is going to be kind of a breakout candidate this year? I think Aiden Hutchinson, just like that we just
Hmm.
said. Patrick Mahomes is always fucking good.
I
McMillan, we said we think is going to be
I
good.
I think Omar and Hampton in for the Chargers just because I think
LA.
that Harbaugh wants to run that ball.
Yep.
So I think he could have a pretty good year. I think who else could be a breakout?
I'm thinking Jerry
Jerry
Judy is going
Judy.
to have a bounce back
Where is he? Is he in
year.
Cleveland still? Or where? Yeah.
He's in Cleveland. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Joe Flacco's starting. Last year, when Joe Flacco was starting, he started to do pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He was getting the ball a
Hmm.
lot. I think he'll have a bounce back season. I'm hoping he does pretty well. I don't have him in any of my fantasy leagues, but
Yeah, I don't.
I
I think
don't know
I'm
why. I should
I
have
don't know.
grafted him.
I think I'm playing him this year. Or I mean this week. I am playing him this week. Yeah, I think
Browns are an interesting team this season. You could say that pretty much any season, though, probably.
Browns will be interesting. I
They
actually have a
got.
hot take as I think the Browns are going to beat the Bengals week 1.
Ooh,
Bengals always
really?
start slow every year. Like
Bengals do
for
always.
some reason
Mm-hmm.
they look like they have their pants down like they did no prep. I'm pretty sure haven't they,
Yep.
they've started like oh I'm on or they've lost most of their first 3 weeks. I feel like they are always have a losing record,
Yeah, I can see that.
and that's just, they just always start so slow, and they seem like and the defense is so bad, and it's just Trey Hendrickson was holding out for a long time, so I think he might be a little slow to get up to speed, and I think week 1's always weird. Week 1 every year, there's at least one team that has no business beating a team, and they beat them, and I think that's just one of my hot takes. Cleveland beating Cincy. So I think that's, but I think it'll be interesting. I don't know. They had like, why do you need so many quarterbacks that are like,
I don't know, man. It's oh man, it's a mess. Who knows? They got Shiloh over there. I have a lot of questions about Shiloh
mm-hmm,
still. He's Everybody's talking good things and everybody's saying bad things. There's a lot going on with him.
Yeah, yeah, and I think or Shiloh. Shiloh's the corner,
Yep.
isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I was wrong. I had the wrong name out there.
Yeah, Shiloh got yeah
Shador.
Shador. Shiloh got actually cut, and I don't think he's on a team right now because he went actually. I think he went undrafted.
Oh, yeah, he was on
Yeah,
Tampa.
and he actually got cut. I don't
Yes, he
think he
was on
got picked
Tampa.
up yet. Hopefully, someone at least gives him a shot. I mean, he's at least should be on a practice squad, you'd think, or are people staying that far away from that publicity? Are they trying to? Could they very
Yeah,
well
it
could be
could be
just
that.
making an example? But Shiloh was like the I just don't.
Well, he also punched somebody the last preseason
Oh,
game
he
and
did.
got
What an
ejected.
idiot. Okay, maybe not. Maybe.
Yep. He was a hothead the last game, I think.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's done.
Yep.
Done,
Too bad
done
for him.
before he started. Yeah, you don't do that when you're a fringe player.
No, you can't be doing that shit. So if you're trying to make the 53 and provide for like your family and stuff like that, it's these kids though, they can go back to daddy and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I need this," because Dion's also a multimillionaire and
Mm-hmm.
kind of a celebrity at this point.
Yeah. Oh man.
A lot of kids trying to make the 53, they don't have that fallback option pretty much.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like do or die. They're giving up everything for that. Not to say that Shiloh and Shador aren't, but they also have a fallback option if they
Mm-hmm.
need it. About your season predictions, how do you think the Vikings will do this season?
I think. I think the Vikings. I think our division is gonna be. It's gonna be a hard division. I think the Vikings are probably. I think we have a better roster than we did last year, and I think we're just like a
Pretty good roster
yeah. We got
too.
a better D line, better O line. Our corners kind of make me a little nervous, so we'll see how that plays out. I think we're probably like if I had a bet on exact wins, I would. I think we're good. I think we're like an 11-16 maybe, and I could see that going. I don't know if we get too many more wins than that. And then I could also see us like if JJ struggles, if an injury bug hits us, we could be I don't I think like 9-8 might be like the floor. I think we have a good enough roster where it's gonna be real hard to have a losing record, is what I should say.
I think you guys, yeah, I think you have a good roster as well. I really think it comes down to JJ
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy. If he is what they think he is, because that offense is obviously going to run through him. I think he's got the best opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
succeed built or based on what's been built around him. Like he has all the pieces he needs. Now he just needs to produce pretty much. And if he is what the Vikings hope that he should do
Mm-hmm.
well, but he could also falter and be like most quarterbacks and most players that reach the NFL level and then never see the field
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I think it'll be
But we'll see. He was the first round pick,
yep.
right?
Yeah, he's
First
the
round
only quarterback that the Vikings have taken top 10. He was number 10th overall. Yeah.
10. Okay.
Yeah. So I think yeah, I think all the signs point to him being, you know, it looks like he could be pretty good. I think there will be, I think his mechanics still he would have unfortunately would have really benefited from if he was our backup last year, like how the plan was originally was Sam start him because he didn't since he hurt his knee, he wasn't able to do live reps, which I think does stink a little
Uh,
bit because he definitely could have polished up his mechanics even more. So I think this year you'll probably have a couple mechanic things where he might sail a couple balls, and then like he's just gonna have those rookie, even though he's not a rookie, just those bumps. But I think there'll be enough good things, I'm hoping, that points to wow, we actually might not have to worry about a quarterback, which will be really good to see. And I think he does have that winning personality and winning like he's the everything points to how he holds himself and how he acts and how he talks that he's got that winning spirit and he's got that winning mentality, and he's got the mentality. It's just let's hope he can put it together with the physicals and put it onto the field. But I think, you know, we got the team built to we got the keys to the Ferrari and we're giving it to him. Let's hope he can drive it and not crash.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, this season, this offseason, the Vikings had the big acquisitions of your interior
Hmm.
linemen. I forget exactly who you got, but can you walk me through it?
Yeah, so we got, oh my gosh, forget our freaking whole entire offensive line.
There's a
Yeah,
Colts guy. I
we got
forget
Fry.
who's on the Colts. Will Fry.
Yeah, we got Will Fry, and so we completely overhauled the offense, which our offensive line basically. We kept our two guys, Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, as our tackles. Great
Hmm.
duo. Christian Darrisaw's coming back from ACL, and it's all signs point to him starting week one, which is great. And then we signed a little long in the tooth, but center Ryan Kelly from the Colts should give us a big body presence that we were lacking with in the past. Just and then getting Will Fry as a guard, we've had a revolving door at guards basically. So getting him, he's coming back from an injury too. So, but they sustained last year, so he and it was a lower leg. I think it was his tibia that he broke, which usually translates like relatively easy to like a not a drop in play. It's not a ligament issue or anything. And then we drafted Donovan Jackson, so that'll be exciting. I think we will have a little bit of maybe rookie learning with him at guard, but I do think it's beneficial that Ryan Kelly and Will Fries were both Colts last year, so I think them having that camaraderie and they've played together will help out a lot. And I think having a veteran under or at center for JJ being under center, Ryan Kelly, he'll be able to help out with projection or protections and the calls. So I think that'll be really beneficial for him. So I think the O line is going to be a huge improvement. I think last year, the last Detroit game and the Rams game really showed how bad our O line can be. And I think that ended up being like the camel that broke the back. It was just we couldn't block to save our lives. And then also it showed too is that on defense, we didn't have enough interior defensive line pushed and we always had to blitz to get pressure. And I think getting Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave at D tackle, getting both of them, I think will help out a lot. We did trade away Harrison Phillips, which I wasn't wild about. I really liked him as like your bigger nose tackle-ish D tackle guy. He wasn't much of a pass rusher, but I think I'm hoping our run defense doesn't get hurt too much from him leaving. And also he was just like a great guy and a great personality in the locker room. But we saw enough from the young guys that we got on the roster, which shout out like came out of nowhere was Elijah Williams had like an insane preseason. And I think just the depth and like I think we just did a little bit of a changing of the guard, getting rid of Harrison Phillips' contract was going to start getting costly. He was probably this if he stayed, this was probably going to be his last year unless he took a pay cut. And then just excited with Jonathan Grenard. I think he's going to be an animal this year. He was really good last year, but I think he's going to even show more this year. Got the Van Ginks, and then I'm excited and hopeful about Dallas Turner this year. I think last year we took him a little bit of a slower approach just because I felt like we possibly didn't see Grenard or Van Ginkel both being as good as they were. I think it limited how much used Dallas Turner as well as I think Flores' defense, especially for that position, is just there's a lot going on that you need to be aware of. So I think, but I'm super excited to see him this year, and I think just the trenches getting overhauled is going to really help out this team this year, and I think that's
Mhm.
hopefully it shows.
Well, if you were to take a template for the teams that have done good based on what the Vikings have done, if you remember, like, remember those Vikings, or not the Vikings, remember those 49er teams that their offensive line was just like
Hmm.
incredible, their defensive line was just incredible. It just made everybody else so much better. And everybody looks good when you only have to cover for 2 seconds in the secondary. It makes everybody so much better if the linebackers can break off the blocks and go get people, or vice versa. If you got a running lane that's 6 feet wide, it's going to make the running back look
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
If your quarterback can throw for 8 seconds instead of four, he's going to look
Mm-hmm.
great. It kind of all starts up front, and that's where everything is kind of established to start the play. If one guy could wreck it up front, and one guy could also make it up front, and the vice versa. If one guy breaks through the line, could make that play completely different. So I kind of agree there. It could make the Vikings a lot better, and it scares the shit out of me because the Vikings were already good last season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think another player I'm excited for is us getting Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason, yep,
I think him uh being able to pound the rock, I'm excited for that, and I think we could really hold on one second. I think him being able to run the ball, and I think split the carries with Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones will probably start off as the number one, but I think how I see it playing out is by the end of the year, when you look at the splits of carries, I think it'll either be pretty close to 50-50, or Jordan Mason might even have a couple lean it towards his way in the
more,
yeah, the carries
yeah,
department. I think he's just going to be a big bruiser, and I also think it is one of my hot takes for the first week, but as well as I think he's going to be a vulture. Because last year, as well as every year KOC's been here, Kevin O'Connell, we have not been able to run the ball like in the red zone like at all. It's just been like I think it was a combination of not having a running back that was a red zone runner that could do it, as well as just not being stout up front. And I think we revamped both those and we got Jordan Mason. And I think my hot take is plus 1100 Jordan Mason 2+ TDs week one. Get it while you
week
can. Get it while
one,
you can. Yeah. He's gonna vulture 2 touchdowns. We're gonna run the ball, and when we're in the red zone, we'll actually run the ball now instead of like against.
against the Bears.
Yeah, it's my hot take, baby.
So the Bears also have an interesting
Mm-hmm.
offseason. I feel like the NFC North just got so much
Yeah,
better this season.
crazy.
Like, I don't know
The
what the
only
hell happened, but nobody got
I
worse.
was the only thing that I could see, this would be a real hot take. I'm not gonna make it, but that the Detroit Lions come in last place because of the coaching, losing Ben Johnson
The coaching, the lack of
and
coaching,
the
yeah,
defensive coordinator. That's like that it could be pretty big change.
it could be.
Pretty,
It's a big change losing both of
mm-hmm.
them. I mean, that's that's the guys that Dan Campbell relied on most on that
Yeah.
team, offensive and defensive coordinator.
Considering
So
he doesn't call any, he doesn't call the offense or the defense. So
I didn't know
yeah, no,
that.
yeah, he didn't call the offense or the defense. So he was,
Both your play
yeah.
callers are gone. It's going to be real different in the Lions and Detroit this
But
year.
yeah, I mean, they still got
But
David Montgomery, Jameer
it's still
Gibbs,
the
they got
Lions.
Amron. Yeah, they
Jameson
got a lot of
Williams,
weapons.
Jared Goff.
And their
Yeah.
defense actually should be, knock on wood, hopefully
It's
healthy.
healthy
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, at least as of right now, it's healthy.
Yep. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know who got
Yeah.
worse. Nobody. I say it would be the Packers, but we just got Micah.
Yeah,
So
before you got Micah, it was you guys got or didn't get as good as the other three did.
yeah,
Again, Micah, that's a game
they
changer.
got Nate Hobbs. Micah, he did change some things. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be weird in the NFC North this year. There's just so much competition.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Cowboys though, Cowboys are going downhill, I think.
Yeah, they'll be
So
bad.
they're-
They ain't gonna be good.
I think they're the new Bengals. Actually, they don't got much on
Yeah, and
defense.
they'll
People are just gonna throw it all over them. But they did get George. Yeah, they got
yeah,
George
George
Pickens.
Pickens and CD.
So
Yeah, they'll be
mm,
fun on offense, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
it'll be fun. They're gonna have to put up
Oh yeah.
points.
Oh
So
yeah. Lots of points.
Philadelphia is still incredible.
Hmm.
The Giants kind of suck. I see Philadelphia winning that
Yeah.
division.
Philly will repeat. I think the Bucks will probably win that division again. I think a wild card could be the Panthers, but I think the Bucks are still they got like one more year, I bet you. Um,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if KC can keep holding on. I'm perplexed by the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers are either going to be good or they take a step back this year. I don't know. I don't because I feel like it was
I think the
it was a
Chargers.
Harbaugh effect last year where like their roster wasn't that good,
uh
but they were a good team. And I think that's what
Yeah,
could happen again this year. It's just they're I think they could be a team with Amari and Hampton because I think he's going to be pretty darn good. And I think they could be a team where like when they get going, you just won't be able to stop the run in a game, and they could win a good amount of games like that.
I could see that. They got Keenan Allen back, so Lad McConkey was a beast last
Mm-hmm.
season. They did lose Joey Bosa on their
Yep.
defense, though. I think Asante Samuel Jr. is gone as
Yeah.
well. Or was it Asante
Yeah.
Samuel?
He's like still
No.
unsigned. There's something. I think it was like his neck is he has injury problems. But
Uh,
yeah, it's Sante Samuel's
okay.
actually. I think he's just unsigned, which is crazy. Sante
Yep.
Samuel Jr. Obviously.
It's weird saying Asante Samuel. I just think of the one that played for so
Yeah.
long in the NFL growing up. And then I remember, oh crap, I'm talking about his son now.
Yeah, which is crazy. Oh, yeah, it's wild.
It's cool that they play the same position too.
Hmm.
That's one thing I do like. Like they really follow in his father's
Yeah.
footsteps.
Well, same thing with
You
what's his
know,
face for the.
Jerry's Rice's son is
Yeah,
playing too. I think he's on San Fran. Is he on San Fran?
I think he got a tryout.
I don't remember where he is.
I don't know if he's on the team anymore though. Those are way too big of shoes to fill.
Yeah, he'll never live up to those. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's not good. And then
So I really can't choose for NFC North to summarize who's winning that division. Philadelphia's taken theirs, I think. Tampa's taken the South. West,
it's
it's got to
I
be the
know it's probably
Rams.
the Rams. It's probably
You don't know with San Fran though. They could be good,
they could
but
be really good. It's just they got to stay healthy too.
yep.
Seattle. I mean, I wish Sam luck, but they got rid of DK. What do they got? They got Cooper Cup now. I
Jackson
don't
Smith and
think they like gutted a little bit too much of that offense.
yeah, they've changed a lot too.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, I just don't believe in Kyler as a QB.
No, I don't either. He reminds me of Frank Tarkenton actually,
He's
just kind of running around back there and
he's a super fun QB to like not be your QB though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's super fun to
yeah, you
watch
don't
that
want him to be
game.
your quarterback, but like you'll watch him play because he's real fun to watch. When he's
Yeah.
on, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, but he has off a lot too, where it's just like he's not him.
The duality of Kyler
Hmm.
Murray, yeah. He's like Jameis Winston as well. He's fun to
Yeah.
watch. He'll make some plays and you're like, "Wow, that was awesome." And then he'll also do some stupid shit like, "Why would you throw
Hmm.
that?" He's like the Brett Favre of our
Yeah.
time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the Rams I think got it. The only thing that could hold them back is if Stafford if age catches up to him
Yep.
because they got Devonte
Father
Adams
time
too,
does
right?
catch up to everybody. Yeah, they got Cooper or not Cooper, Puka Nakua
Devonte.
and Devontae. It's Father time might catch up to him
Hmm.
too. I think he's 31 now.
Yeah, yeah, he'll definitely show a little bit. I think he's no longer because he was never fast. You know, losing a step sometimes can be very detrimental when you're not fast to begin with.
Hmm.
Luckily, he hasn't relied on it really. You know, he's always been a release and a route runner, but sometimes just when you don't got much speed to lose and you lose it, it's you can't get that set. You might just put him on the ground, but you still can't run away from him. That's a problem.
Yeah, there's some receivers they just fall off once they lose their speed. I feel like that's gonna happen to Tyreek Hill
Oh yeah,
soon.
yeah, yeah.
He's just gonna hit a wall, and it's the one thing he's got going for him is his
I think
speed, because nobody can catch him when
I
he's
think he's
on.
our
The same thing happened to like Odell
yeah,
Beckham.
yeah. When Odell Beckham lost Injuries played a part with him. And luckily, like with is like it'll be how quickly that falls off because he's got a lot of speed to lose, obviously.
Yeah,
But it'll just be how quickly does that start, falling off. Which that division,
he's got to be over 30 now too.
who Tyreek? He's like I think he's
Yeah,
like
he's got to
30
be
or
over.
31.
Yeah,
So Rams, I don't know who's gonna win the NFC North. It's gonna be close. I could still
I choose the Rams. That's West. NFC North, I don't know.
I could still see it
I'm
being
saying Packers because I'm home team.
yeah. I mean, I'll be rooting for the Vikings. I could see it. I do think there's a very good chance that three teams come out of that division again. I think it's not the Bears, but
It would suck to be a Bears fan.
yeah.
Like the other three teams in that division
Yeah,
are
you get
stacked.
better and it just sucks.
Yeah, you're all proud of yourself and everything, and you got what looked like the best team coming out of the NFC to play against in the Detroit Lions there last
Hmm.
year. I think the Packers got better, and the Vikings also fixed the things that were plaguing them last season.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Should be interesting.
Yeah, the Bears got a new coach. They're all ready to go in, and then the other teams just go and make better
Yeah,
moves.
right.
And you got to rely on Caleb Williams,
Yeah, which
who still could be
yeah.
good, but
Yeah, you never know.
last season he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off back there because their offensive line sucked too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? But they did get better, so we'll see. It'll make it so all the games are hard. They ain't gonna have an easy,
Yeah.
you're not playing the Saints or the Browns or the Raiders or the Giants.
Let's switch over. Let's switch over to the AFC now. Who do we got winning in the AFC?
Ravens, I think
Ravens.
they're
Yeah,
gonna be
I
a
could see
hard.
that.
I think the Bengals just don't got the defense. I think the Steelers are just gonna be the Steelers. They'll probably come in second, and then
Gonna run like
and then the Browns. The Browns are
nine
gonna
and eight or
yeah, the
something
Browns are
again.
gonna Browns.
Yep, see that happening. See KC taking that division. I feel like AFC is pretty
Yeah,
predictable.
Bills,
Bills are winning their win division.
and then was it the
Uh,
AFC South? Got the Jaguars, the Titans, the who else is in the division? Houston
Houston.
and Oakland? No, Oakland's
No,
another division.
they're in KC's division. Who did win that division last year? It had to have been Houston
Yeah, it was
last
Houston.
year. Tampa. No, they're NFC.
We played them too. We played that division. Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, no. Why am I drawing a blank on who the other team is? Oh, Colts, right? That's such
You know what? Dark horse here. I'd say the
I was gonna say I
Titans.
could see the Titans.
Cam Ward's
Cam
come
Ward
in.
does good. I could see that happening. I could 100% see that
I
happen.
think
That
Calvin Ridley and Cam Ward, they've been working out together for a while now.
that
I
division's
mean,
so bad.
yeah, that division's pretty bad. Cam Ward knew he was going to the Titans for a long time,
Mm.
so he was hitting up all the players before. Did you ever see the interview with him? He was asked like, who does he think the best wide receivers in the NFL are? And he started listing all the
Oh, really?
Titans
No,
receivers.
I didn't. That's funny though.
Yeah. This was like a couple weeks before the draft.
That's funny.
He just started listing them all one by one, which was cool. But I think it'll be cool to see him. I'm a Miami fan as well, so it was cool to see him do so well and go number one
Hmm.
overall. And you know what? He does look like a good player. I mean, it wasn't a great quarterback class to begin with,
Yeah.
but he was still the best in that class, I think. There's not much else in that class, but he was still the best out of
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I could see them winning the division. The division's easy to win.
Yeah.
What about wild card teams?
Wild card teams. Chargers, I
Yeah.
think, is one for sure.
Bengals. Yeah.
Bengals, probably one for sure. Who's a sneaky
Got
team
one
that can
more.
just like come out of nowhere?
I got
Probably
I was gonna say the
Pittsburgh.
Steelers.
I mean, they're always good. They're never great. At least not great in a
Got the
while.
Broncos.
I could Broncos, I could see them sneaking in. Yeah. Or Houston. Houston could easily make it there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, they could win the division again.
They could easily win the division, yeah. So that'll be good. You want to run down week one matchups here? See who we
Yeah.
got going on?
Real tough one starting
All
off.
right.
Cowboys and Eagles.
I think everybody knows what we're gonna say here.
The Eagles. Yeah.
Correct. I think Eagles will easily take this one. Cowboys just shipped off their best player. Not much else you could say about
Yeah.
that. He's literally the best player on their team, and they just sent him away.
Hmm.
And the Eagles, they're still defending Super Bowl champs, so
Yeah. They got a
yeah,
good
much
roster, good team, a lot of weapons.
solid team. Yeah. Yep. And then the next game we got a Friday night game at 8 o'clock in São Paulo,
Oh
Brazil.
yeah, beautiful. Great field.
Yeah, hopefully. We got Kansas City versus the Chargers. You know what? I'm going Chargers here. I'm thinking Chargers are gonna come out swinging against the AFC champions last year, Kansas City Chiefs, and Omarion Omarion is gonna have a game. I think he's gonna have a solid game, show the NFL he's here to play, and Keenan Allen is gonna come out
Oh, yeah, he's on him.
and he's gonna have a game. Yes, he's gonna be like, "It's my time, my team, taking over."
Yeah. I could honestly see the Chargers too. I do think it's they always this is always a hard fought matchup, I think, between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I do think the Chargers, they're built to beat the Chiefs. And I think being in Brazil, let's go Chargers. I can see the Chargers for sure.
All right, we're both on board for the Chargers. I wasn't expecting that you to go
No, I
with
can
me on
see.
that
I
one.
think the Chiefs, they're not as good as they're older, another year older, and they just lack weapons. The defense is really good, but I think
She Rice suspended
yeah, I think
still.
you can just they're gonna run through them. Marion Hampton's about to have a game
I
because
can
I need
see.
him to for my fantasy reasons.
All right. Next we got Tampa Bay versus Atlanta.
I mean,
Oh,
or I think I gotta go Bucks.
I'm going Bucks. Yeah.
I do. I think the Falcons will be pretty good this year. I actually do think I'm a little nervous about Michael Penix ever since the name mishap because I actually think they they showed it was after a preseason game he was walking and then someone called him that and he like stopped and said like what'd you say? And the guy like doubled down and said it again and then he was like but you could tell that he's been called that throughout his life probably or like when he was bullied
Oh
like
yeah.
that in elementary school or something and that could be concerning and that like something like that could like break
Head
him,
case.
yeah, and get to him.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me a little nervous, and the fact that he's like 26, so like that's he's 25 or 26, so like that's always like I just
And he hasn't played much
yeah,
NFL. Where is Kirk Cousins
he's
this
still
year?
on the fell.
Actually, is he
Yeah,
still
he's the
on?
backup, baby. 90
He's the
or
backup. He's making a
he's
lot of
making like
fucking money to be a
50
backup.
million dollars to be backup. It's good to be Kirk Cousins.
It is. He's just keeps signing those guaranteed contracts, and who would have thought? Yep. I got the Bucks as well. I think this will be a high scoring game. I think Michael Penix is gonna come out and he's gonna start slinging it. They got Drake London, Bijan Robinson
Mhm.
is a big threat to worry about. Kyle Pitts is still Kyle Pitts. He's good some days and he's bad some days. You never know what you're gonna get. So I think they still got Darnell Mooney. He was good there for a little while. I think they could have a pretty good offense. I expect a high scoring game here, and I think the Bucks will come out on top though, just because they have a better
Mhm.
defense. They have a good offense, but I see Tampa Bay's defense kind of winning them that
Yeah,
game.
for sure. Well, I could see it.
All right, next we got Cincinnati at Cleveland. This was your upset,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
So Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Telling you, upset alert. I think the Bengals always start slow, and I think that much money in your QB, wide receiver one, wide receiver two, I think it's going to show. I think Trey Hendrickson is going to take a couple weeks to get up to speed. And I think the Browns just are going to surprise some people. And I think week one is always a week for surprises. Bad teams beat good teams, and teams that have no business winning, like the Cleveland Browns, beat teams that should win in the Bengals. And I don't even know who their starting QB is week one, but I do think the Cleveland Browns will upset the Bengals. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's like the Bengals kind of shoot themselves in the foot, and I think that defense all year is going to be a problem for the Bengals. They just aren't going to be able to stop anyone, and that's going to keep the problem with being a team like that is it keeps a lot of bad teams in games, and it keeps a lot of teams not. You can't put teams away because you're you can't stop them. So it's like you got to outgun them, and you can outgun them with a T Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, but you can't. It's everything's got to keep rolling. You can't make mistakes. You got to constantly win, or you can constantly put the points up to win. And I think it's just upset alert for week one, baby.
That's your upset. I say Bengals. I like Joe Burrow here. I think he was on pace for an MVP season last year. He didn't get it, obviously, but he had a hell of a
Hmm.
season still. I think that offense is just going to be too much. I do not see the Browns keeping up with no matter.
The Dolphins are always weird for me. I think the Dolphins still win. I think the Dolphins win here. I think it's early in the season. Tua hasn't been concussed yet. I do think there is, unfortunately, I think this could be Tua's last year as an NFL quarterback. I think he might be forced to retire if he gets another concussion. The dude's been concussed like multiple times every year, and it's like not good. But I think it's still early. I don't think the Colts have, really much to bring to the table, and I think that Dolphins offense can put up points with the run game, with the a chain, with Tyreek Hill. I think they just they got too many bullets in the chamber for the Colts to compete.
I'd agree. I think they got they have more high speed potential. Maybe that's not that word. More more of a threat to
Hmm.
score than anything. I think the Colts have one person you have to worry about scoring, and that's Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor. If he gets going though, and they just keep scoring, I think he could easily take over this game. It could just be the Jonathan Taylor show because I got Daniel Jones as quarterback. He's going to be better than Anthony Richardson. I think he was 32 of 32 starting quarterbacks
Hmm.
last year. He was one of the worst throwers in the league. He has all the athleticism,
Is
but he could not throw the ball last season.
yeah.
So I'd say the Miami Dolphins, though, they'll take this game. They're going to just run away with it and run away with the ball. And hopefully Tyreek scores a lot of times for my fantasy team.
There you go, baby.
Next one we got here Carolina at Jacksonville.
I think give me Carolina. I think the offense is going to have a good showing. Man, I'm not a huge fan of either of these teams being amazing this year, but I think Carolina is going to come out roaring. I think they'll be able to put up some points, and I think they'll just. I mean, at the end of the game, I think they'll just outscore. Trevor Lawrence has been surprisingly not as good as I thought he was at one point. I felt like he was actually like really good at one point, and then it might have been injuries the last couple of years, but it's just been they just haven't lived up to what I thought they would be and should be. And I'm really rooting for Bryce this year. I think he's going to be good. I think they got some good young weapons on offense, and I think they just at the end of the day they're going to outscore the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm taking Jacksonville,
Oh, there we
actually.
go.
I think Travis Hunter is going to come out. He's going to show why he was taken so
Okay.
early. I don't think he'll play much offense and much
Hmm.
defense, but I think he will play a little bit of both. I think he'll probably start on defense and do pretty good there, but I think he'll also get some gadget plays on offense and they'll send him out here maybe for like a just a screen or something like that, or just to be a distraction, but it's going to open up Brian Thomas a
Yeah.
lot. And I think Brian Thomas is going to benefit from it because of Travis Hunter's just sheer ability. He's a fast player, he's a strong player, and Brian Thomas is going to benefit from having somebody opposite of him because he was it last
Yeah,
season. There was not much help on that offense for him. So, but yeah, I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence and their first round draft pick and Travis Hunter and the Heisman winner.
there you go.
Yep. All right. What do we got next here? We are taking our attention over to New England, where they play the Las Vegas Raiders in week one.
Yeah, this is a game where if you're in the area and you're forced to watch this as your local game, I feel bad for you. I just do not like this. Is just this has got to be the worst. This has got to be the worst matchup of the week. Um, both not good teams. I think the Patriots. The Patriots. All right, I take that back. Patriots actually could be fun to watch in this game. I think the Patriots are going to win. I think it would be good to see Drake May and the steps he takes. They got Travion Henderson who should be good. Ramondre Stevenson, he's getting up there in the tooth or long in the tooth, up there in age, but I think he's always pretty good. It'll be interesting just to see what Drake May can do, and I think he'll be a good QB, and I think it'll just be let's make a couple steps forward, and I think the Raiders just aren't bringing anything really to the table. Is more so what it is.
Yeah. Who's the Raiders
So
quarterback
I
now?
actually was thinking that is that where Geno Smith went?
Oh, that is where
Yeah.
Gino went. You're right. Yep.
So I guess like,
So
but also I can't. I don't know if I can name a Raiders wide receiver at the moment.
Amari Cooper went
Oh
back
yeah,
there.
he did. He did.
Amari Cooper's there. They got Gianti. So
Okay, yeah, they do have Gianti. That will be okay. So that's not that bad of a game. It would be fun to see his first action. Henderson and then
yep.
May, and then I guess to see how Gino does. Okay, so there it's a little bit better of a game than I originally spoke.
I'm still
Yeah,
taking
same
New
here.
England though. I think you're on the right track. A new quarterback and a new offense and a new city and a rookie running back.
They got Vrabel as coach
You
too,
got
right?
Amari Cooper, who's
The Patriots.
is he? I didn't. Oh yes,
Yeah,
Patriots
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not even sure who the coach is for
The Raiders.
Vegas.
Yeah, wow, I couldn't tell you.
I don't even know. But yeah, I'm taking New England still. They got more of a solid team altogether. They went crazy in free agency this year. They signed a ton of
Hmm.
people. I
I was
can't
gonna
name
say
any of them
I
currently,
know they
but
spent a lot of money, but I don't know who it is.
they, yep, they spent a lot of money, and the worst part is they still have a ton of cap space too.
Hmm.
So they're gonna do the same thing this coming year. We'll see how it goes. They got Diggs though. I think Diggs will probably have a little bit of a resurgence of his
Yeah,
career, but
I forgot they got Diggs.
yep, he's like the only receiver there, so they got to be throwing it to him.
Yeah, something.
That'll be a good one though to kind of see all those new people and new
Hmm.
places. I'm kind of looking forward to that game actually. I'll be honest, I would kind of want to see some of that.
Yeah, I know. I take back what I've said. That's actually just was like unaware or forgot about all the things that went on. Yeah, but it should be a good game.
Next, we got Arizona at New Orleans. That'll also be an interesting one. Not the greatest teams, but it should be interesting. As we said earlier, Kyler Murray is fun to watch. He's going to run around like an idiot and then chuck the ball, hopefully to Marvin Harrison Jr. That's another wide receiver that's a son of a former
Yeah,
Hall of Fame. Interesting to see, though. But yeah, got him. I'd take probably Arizona, though. The Saints are probably the worst team in the league this year.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I don't know when the Saints are going to win their first game. Yeah,
Or if they
or if
will.
they're going to be lucky if they win.
They could go they could go scoreless this season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like one of those weird. They got to get lucky games. They're just that bad.
Yeah, they're not good. So I'm taking Arizona all day though. And next we got this one's gonna be
Hmm.
interesting. Got Aaron Rodgers returning to New York as a Pittsburgh Steeler to play his former team, the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking the Steelers. The Jets QB, who is that? Russell Wilson? Or who's the Jets QB?
I think. I think it is Russell Wilson.
right? It's got to be because Russell didn't go to any of the other teams. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be hilarious if the Jets beat the better team in the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. But I think the Steelers, they're going to be a good team. I think they're just going to be better overall team than the Jets.
Oh, Russell Wilson's on the
Oh, he's
Giants.
on the Giants.
Yes. I was gonna say
Who was the Jets?
quarterback swap
Who was
right
the
there.
Jets QB then? It was on a New York team. Is it Jameis? No, no, Jameis is on the Giants too. Oh, it's Justin Fields, right?
Justin Fields. He was a quarterback swap
Mm-hmm.
too. He was on Pittsburgh. It is. It's just the quarterback swap
Yeah,
game.
that'll be interesting. I don't I like the Steelers roster better. The Jets do, at least they should have had a good defense last year on paper. It didn't like completely translate, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to they just got a overall better roster. Their defense is always good. Aaron Rodgers should be able to get the deed done. They got Caleb Johnson as a rookie running back. They still have, I'm gonna forget his name. Was it Warren, the running back, number 30?
Jalen
Yeah.
Warren.
He's always like a good gadgety guy. He's like an Austin Eckler vibe, I feel like. And then
Yep.
DK. So I think it should be I
UK's
think I
been.
think the Steelers take this one.
I'm taking the Jets in
Oh,
this one. I
baby.
think the Jets will have a resurgence on that defense. They got Sauce Gardner to lock up DK. Garrett Wilson is good on that side of the ball. I don't think their offense could be any worse than it was last
Yeah, no.
season. So they got to have some sort of upside. They can't get worse. Justin Fields is more of a mobile
Hmm.
quarterback, which is the exact opposite they had this last season. I think that defense is going to pressure Aaron Rodgers and get to him, and this will be the beginning of Mike Tomlin's downfall in the Pittsburgh Steelers
There we
Stadium.
go.
All right, that's in the East Coast here. Now we're going to the Giants versus Washington, another divisional matchup with the quarterback we were just speaking about, Russell Wilson,
Yep.
versus NFL Rookie of the Year, Jaden
Hmm.
Daniels. So I'm definitely taking Washington here.
Same.
Yeah, the Giants are a shit show
Hmm.
as well. They got four quarterbacks on the roster, all of which have done something. They got Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. They got rid of Daniel Jones
Yep.
actually. They have one more quarterback on there too. Who's the last one?
Yeah, just there's they don't got anyone. I think they're
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah, the
guy.
rookie.
They drafted.
Wow. Yeah,
They
the
got
Commanders are just a better team, better QB,
yeah.
better situation,
They've added some pieces.
better coached.
Signed. Who was the left tackle they signed? It was somebody pretty good, right? Who's from Houston, I believe.
Tunsil?
I think it was Tunsil, but they have him. I think. Can you double check me on
Yeah.
that? And they got Debo. Debo's a
Yeah,
pretty big
it's
piece.
Larry Tunsil.
Yep. Debo's a pretty big piece in that he can do a lot of different things. If you get the ball in his hands, he's going to do well with
Hmm.
it. They re-signed McLaurin there to a pretty big deal, so they don't got to worry about him leaving anymore. And then you got the rookie of the year in Jaden Daniels, who's a very dynamic player, can run it, can throw it, can do whatever he wants pretty much. He's got that VR headset and he's locked in watching all the plays from last season right now. I can almost guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's there's better team.
Yep. All right. And moving on to the next one, we have, I clicked the wrong button here. We have,
The
it's loading.
Tennessee Titans at the
Thank you.
Denver Broncos. Um, I am excited to see what Cam Ward does, but I think the Denver Broncos, that defense is very, very good, and I think the Denver Broncos are going to win this game. I think
Same.
Bo Nix, I'm not like crazy high on him. I do think he has a high ceiling though. Or I mean, sorry, a high floor. I think his ceiling's a little capped. You might have seen what he can do last year. But I think his floor is very high, and I think that that defense is just going to be too much for a rookie QB, and just Tennessee Titans, I think, can are going to be able to stay in the games with teams that are okay. I just think the Denver defense is going to be it's so good that it's going to be the deciding factor in this matchup. And I think the Denver Broncos, I think this actually they actually might beat them pretty handily in that they just keep the Titans not scoring like remotely enough points to win.
I'd agree. I think Denver's taken this one pretty handedly. He's a, Cam Ward, he's a good player, but he has never seen an NFL defense of this Broncos
Hmm.
caliber. I think they're going to come out and show him a welcome to the NFL
Yeah.
moment. And unfortunately, he starts off against one of the best defenses in
Yeah.
the league, so he's going to have to get used to it if he wants to succeed there.
Hmm. For sure.
All right, next we got San Fran versus Seattle, another divisional matchup.
I'm gonna go actually a little. I'm gonna actually say the Seattle Seahawks. I think the 49ers there's like they're getting hyped again. They're getting real hyped, and I think like all right, but like Christian McCaffrey's another year older. Brock Purdy is good, not great. I think that nucleus and that like I think their Super Bowl window is closed. And I think this is like a matchup where if it want like when they play again and it's later in the season, I think San Fran probably wins it. But I think for week one, I think Seattle I think Seattle takes this. I think Sam Darnold has a good game. I think Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet do good. I'm a little nervous about that Seattle defense, to be honest, as I'm thinking this through. But I'm sticking to my guns and going with staying with Seattle.
I'm taking the 49ers. I think McCaffrey has a bounce back year. I see him coming in as one of the only weapons to start the year. It's him and Kittle pretty much because Ayuk is still hurt, I
Mm,
believe. He tore his ACL last
hmm.
year. Jawan Jennings is questionable because I almost drafted him.
I
And they have Ricky
Yeah,
Pearsall, who was, I think he's a former first or second round pick.
think it was first.
He could be good. Yep. So he could be good, but you know what? He's still the only other thing they have going for him in the wide receiver
Yeah.
department, pretty much. So I see him running the ball. I see him doing play actions to George Kittle, and I see McCaffrey having a game and showing that people how he led the league in rushing the past or a couple years ago.
Hmm.
And it's a kind of a new offense in Seattle. You never know what's going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you never know.
It's a whole new team. There's all right. Next one.
Uh-oh.
This is the one I'm looking forward to. Detroit versus Green Bay.
Detroit versus Green Bay. It's at Green Bay. I think they split this year. I think Green Bay takes this. I think it's going to be a little bit of a shell shock with the Lions not having Ben Johnson, and I'll be interested to see how that works and plays out. And I think was it Glenn Smith, their defensive coordinator? Feel like that's wrong, but it's Glenn something, I think. Oh no, it's Aaron Glenn. Sorry, Aaron Glenn, the
Aaron.
defensive
Yep.
coordinator. I think not having both your coordinators is pretty darn important. Losing both of them and how you transition out of that. They should be healthy, Detroit, and they got a lot of weapons on offense. That's for sure. But I think Micah gets a one and a half sacks. Says hello, and I think the Packers win it. I think it'll be a close game. It'll come down to crunch time, but I think the Packers take this at home, and I think they're split. I think the a lot of the games in the NFC North are going to be split this year between the teams, and I think this is the Packers take the home win.
I'm taking Packers too. Might be kind of a homer pick here, but I say Matthew Golden shows why he's the number one receiver now. Comes out, he doesn't do great, but he gets a touchdown, like probably 5 or 6 catches, and you know what? He's that just reliable receiver that you can depend
Hmm.
on to get the ball, and he's going to come in clutch on those third down, fourth down plays when you need a play out of somebody. And I think that's something the Packers have lacked since Devontae Adams. They didn't have somebody they could actually go to for those plays. And when you needed a play, you can go to him. I'm thinking he'll come out, show that he can be that guy, start us off hot, take a divisional game, and then Micah comes out of nowhere and gets a strip
There
sack.
we go, baby.
So, yeah. All right, next one we got Houston versus the Rams.
This is actually a very good game, very interesting game.
I like this.
Um,
This is a nice game. Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking the Texans in this matchup. I think their defense with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter is going to get after Matthew Stafford. I think the year of Matthew Stafford being 1 year older, I think that is going to, he's not going to be, he's still going to be a really good quarterback, but he's not going to be as good. And I think just, it's CJ Stroud. I think that offense has got some good weapons. And I think the defense is going to be able to get after Matthew Stafford a little bit. I do think it's going to be a very good game, very close game. The Rams, they got Devontae, they got Puka, and then their defense is young and thirsty and gets after the QB2. I think it should be a really good game. This is actually probably one of the games I'm gonna watch this weekend, and it should be a hard fought game. It's actually probably one of the harder games for me to pick as far as winners being confident. Obviously, you're confident in week games every week that you're completely wrong on, but I'm going with the Texans on this one. I think they start off the season strong, and I think they take it on the Rams.
Nice. I like that. I'm gonna go Texans as well. I think CJ Stroud has a bounce back year. I think he'll do pretty well. Nico Collins is still there. He's still a number one receiver. They got Christian Kirk, I believe. They drafted one wide receiver. Nick Chubb's there. Joe Mixon is hurt, but he'll be back later this season. But it's gonna be a good game. I say Texans come out on top. It's just the Rams can't handle it. They got an older team, but yeah, we'll see.
Mhm.
And next, we got the Sunday night game. This one I am
Yeah,
really
wow.
looking forward to. We got the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo versus the Baltimore Ravens.
It was a darn good game. This will be interesting. This is such a hard game to. I think people are gonna hate me on this. I think I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens, and my reasoning being is it's early in the season. Derrick Henry's got fresh legs, and I think that's gonna be, you know, he's shown last year during the regular season, not so much during the playoffs, but that he wasn't as fresh. But he's shown that he can just literally take over a game against the Buffalo Bills. He can't stop them. I think Derrick Henry has himself a day. I think Lamar does good as well, and that defense is always good. And I think it's a high scoring shootout, but the Baltimore Ravens at the end of the day they just ground and pounded for a victory over Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
I'm taking the Bills in this one. I'm taking the MVP beats the runner-up
And there you
MVP,
go.
and he's gonna come out show why he is the MVP, and him and that newly signed contract and James Cook, they're going to do the exact same thing you just said, and they're going to run it down Baltimore's
Okay.
throats. I think I love Baltimore or Buffalo's defense. They got Matt Milano there. Ed Oliver's still there. They got a pretty good front seven. I don't like their secondary as much, but I think it's enough to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in that read option. They've seen it many times in recent seasons. I think they're getting used to it, and I take Buffalo coming out on top here.
Okay.
And then last game of the week. You've probably been looking forward to this one, Matt. Do you want to
Oh
call it
yeah,
out?
baby. All right, you got your Minnesota Vikings at your Chicago Bears. Now, I'm never wild about games at Soldier Field. For some reason, the Vikings, like weird things always happen when they play in Soldier Field. Saying that though, I am going with the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's a probably a decently close game. I think it'll be a field goal or a touchdown. I do think JJ McCarthy has a good, not great game. I think he shows a lot that there's potential there, and he makes some good throws. Maybe makes a couple. Maybe he's got an interception or two. Maybe shows a little bit of his rookie or his young QB mistakes. I do think we pound the rock this time around, and I think we show that we don't get away from the run like we did last year. I think Jordan Mason vultures a couple touchdowns, and I think Adam Thielen. shows why we brought him back. I think has, decent amount of receptions, decent amount of yards, maybe sees a red zone touchdown. But I think our defense is going to eat. I think they're going to have a good amount of sacks, and they're going to make him run like he's got his head cut off. Uh, and I'm excited to see our trenches. I think they'll show up. The Bears, I know the Bears pass defense is relatively good. They aren't slouches on the defensive side of the ball. But I think it will be interesting to see Ben Johnson. It's going to be definitely a Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores matchup. I just don't think there's a big difference between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. And I think the our defense is going to be able to smother them enough, and I think our offense will do enough on offense, obviously, for the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Chicago Bears.
This is actually my upset of
Oh
the
my
week.
gosh, I hate
I'm
you.
taking the Bears.
I take back Lions are winning. Lions are sweeping the Packers. You little dirty dog. Dirty dog.
This is my upset of the week.
Oh my
I think JJ McCarthy will have his welcome to the NFL moment, and he'll throw a couple picks because this is a good defense.
gosh.
They got pretty good up front. They got a good secondary. I don't think they'll be able to contain him though. I think it's going to be very high scoring, but he will make some of those rookie mistakes, and I think that will end up costing them the game. But I think Williams is just he's just Caleb Williams. He's nothing great, but I think he'll do just enough to win the game. But it's gonna be it'll be interesting. I still think Bears come out on top because it is in Soldier Field and it is week 1, so anything could happen, and it is a divisional game.
Can't believe you.
I know you hate that,
Sick
Matt.
man, you sick man. Ugh. No, it's okay. No, I can
And
see
that's
that
all
happening
for
too.
week 1.
It's week one. Crazy things happen. It's Soldier Field, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings split every game, and then I wouldn't be surprised. I don't see North. It's going to be a hard division. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone splits.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard.
The NFC North,
Just
every team will have
yeah,
4 losses
just right down
or
yeah,
3
three and
losses all
three, just
to
down the middle. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be a hard division to win. It's going to be all those games are going to be hard fought win games, and it's always hard when you're playing a division rival at their home, I should say.
Great. And that's all for week 1 matchups anyways. Let's switch over to some season-long things. What is your bold prediction for the year?
Bold prediction for the year. I believe that. What is my bold prediction of the year?
I can
Yeah,
go
go
first if you
first.
want. So he was kind of nursing that all season, and there was a few times where we barely even threw the ball versus the Titans last year. It was the Malik Willis show running an RPO the whole game,
Yeah,
and
that was crazy.
they did that. Yeah, they did it a couple times, and I think Josh Jacobs, he's not going to be an afterthought, but he's going to be less relied upon. And we got Marshawn Lloyd back this year too, who was also, I think he was a fourth rounder last year, but he's one of the top running backs last year out of USC. He can run the ball, he can catch the ball. He's kind of a do everything kind of
Hmm.
back. And we got Savion Williams now, who's can do anything as well. So there's going to be a lot of different options in this offense, and I think they're going to throw the ball a lot more and kind of just sling it. I could see some 4 or 5 wide sets a lot of the time, and he's going to throw it a lot more. So he's going to throw for 40 touchdowns and see what happens.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, you're believing it. I mean, this is the year. If Jordan Love's going to do it, he's got to do it this year, right? If not, then that's
Yep.
you got to start getting
Or next year.
worried. No, you're not worried.
Nah, I'm not worried. We got a window with the next 3 years. We got some. We got until 2028.
Okay. 2028. Okay, okay. My bold predictions for the year. I think I think that I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I thought I had some. I don't know what the I think I think that the I don't know how bold this is, but that between like Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, I think none of those three will lead the NFL in rushing yards. I think we're gonna see maybe some young blood. I don't know if it's like
Gianti?
yeah, who?
Gianti?
Yeah, I think Gianti, I think Omarion Hampton, I think Caleb Johnson for the Steelers. I think one of them, I think it could very well be a rookie running back who maybe starts off splitting carries, but they kind of take a manhandle on that role, and I think they end up becoming a bell cow. I'll be on a team that like them, so like that don't that isn't an amazing team, but they can just run the ball and they just run it down your throat, which can be beneficial as well as though. But they also have teams that have committees that they'll have to have the hot hand and keep the hot hand. But I do think it won't be one of those three. And then I think that Jordan Mason for the Vikings, I think he has 12 plus rushing touchdowns. I think he's going to be an absolute vulture. I think he's just going to just steal so many red zone targets. And I think that this year, what's my defensive prediction? I think that I think that Daniil Hunter for the Houston Texans will lead the NFL in sacks.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think with Will Anderson there, I think they'll both combine for probably, if not the close to the most combined sacks. But I think with Will Anderson being there, he draws a lot of attention, and so does Daniil. But I think they'll feed off that, and I think Daniil gets home a little bit more, and he leads the NFL in sacks. I don't think it's close to the record, but I think it's he's leading the league.
Like 18, 19,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I could see that. Defensively, I didn't even think about this one.
Yeah, that's what I was struggling to find a defensive one.
I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a bounce back year
Mhm.
offensively. Kind of
Comeback
switch
player of the year?
gears a little bit. Yep, comeback player of the year. That's a better term for it. Yeah, I could see him. Well, he was there. No, he didn't really play last year
Yeah, I
actually.
feel like he was
So
out almost
I
the
could
whole
see
entire
him
year.
coming back. Yeah, because I drafted him number one
Yeah, that
overall, and
sucked.
the Friday before,
They did
he's like,
they
"Oh
did
yeah, I have
everyone
a
dirty.
calf
Yeah, they did
injury.
everyone dirty.
Oh, I have a calf injury in both legs. Oh, I'm out for the season. Never mind. I'm going to Germany to get it
Yeah,
fixed. I play a week. Oh, never mind. I'm done for the
yeah,
season."
there's something fishy there.
Yeah, that was not good. But I think he comes back and he's one of one. There's nobody like McCaffrey, I don't think. He's pretty damn good for what he does, and he's gonna come back and show everybody what he can still do.
Hmm.
Especially because he's the only thing on that offense.
Yeah, they don't got anyone anymore really. Yeah, it should be
I
interesting.
don't really have a defensive one. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, got anything else?
Not really. Just looking forward to being having football back, baby. I can't believe it's
Yeah,
here.
football, it's back. Football is back.
Sundays are fun
It
again,
has
baby.
been
Sundays are fun again.
Sundays are that should be a new tagline. I like that. I'm gonna write that on like a shirt for the
Yeah,
summer or something.
Sundays are fun again. They are, man. It's exciting. I can't believe it's here already. The sad thing is like once the season it's about to start, and the sad thing is that means it's like almost over already again, which is like always
It's like summer's
yeah.
over, yeah.
But it'll be a fun year. I think it should be a really interesting year. I think there's some really good teams. There's some changing of the guard, and it'll be interesting to see how everything plays out.
I agree. Well, welcome to season 2 of Sideline Whispers,
Sideline
episode 1.
whisper.
Hey, you can actually see it now.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Have a good
You
one then.
too, good sir.
Goodbye.